Here now from Dr. Duncan Robertson, Policy and Strategy Analytics Academic at Loughborough University. Dr. Roberts, thanks very much for being with us. What was your reaction when you heard the news?
Well, it's very exciting, and particularly, I think there's still some regulatory hurdles to get over. Particularly looking at who was in these trials and the kind of age, and whether the efficacy is true for everyone on the trials. But it's very exciting news.
Now, the next question that will be asked by everybody watching this, we already heard some these questions on your questions answered about 40 minutes ago, is who gets it, how do they get it, and when do they get it?
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? And fortunately, we have experts who've been looking at this for some time. The Joint Committee for Vaccinations and Immunisations. These are the experts who are looking at who should get this vaccination. It's important to say a few things. One is it's generic advice. It's not for this particular vaccine. And secondly, it's interim advice. And if more information comes, they may adjust it. And thirdly, it's for England and Wales. But essentially, who gets it? If you're in a care home, if you're a care home worker or a resident, you're top of the list. And of course, that's because your care home residents are probably at highest risk. Then you look at health and social care workers, the frontline workers, if you like. And then we go down the ages. If you're over 80, if you're over 75, 70, 65. And then you get to the group which are high risk, no matter how old they are, the adults that are high risk. And then you go down the ages 60, over 60s, over 55s and over 50s. And then everybody else. And that's how, at the moment, with the limited information we have, the vaccine will be allocated.
Now, we're told that the government's already ordered some of this vaccine, subject obviously to it being approved. But each person who receives it, according to the companies involved, will need 2 doses. So does that effectively halve the number of people who are going to be helped by those vaccines we've ordered?
Well, that's right. As you say, it's a few things about this particular virus. Sorry, as you say, a vaccine. I've made your thing. I'm
a bad influence. I'm putting words into your mouth.
It's 2 doses. It requires to be chilled to low temperatures, and the sort of logistics things need to be worked out. And yes, it does halve the number of people. But importantly, I think what we're seeing is these experts have been proactive and looking at who should get the vaccine. And I think the other thing to say is, it doesn't mean we can change our behaviour. A vaccine is on the horizon, but we still need to suppress the virus, and we need to carry on doing what we're doing and get test, trace and isolate working and get the virus suppressed, because then you don't need as many people to have the thing. So thank you very much.
And just on that question, on the question of the vaccine, not only do we know they've said it, not everybody benefits, majority of people appear to benefit. It's possible then that we might still need other vaccines, that the other people who are doing research in this need to keep going with that research, because this may not be the silver bullet we're all hoping for.
Well, that's right. And of course, science doesn't stop once we have a vaccine candidate. There may be other vaccines that are more appropriate for different types of people, perhaps some older people. So we need to continue this research. We need to all be working as hard as we can to make sure that the population as a whole, not just in this country, but around the world, gets the benefit from these vaccines.
Dr. Duncan Robertson, not only was I putting words in your mouth, but I wasn't even putting the right word in my mouth. It's Robertson, not Roberts. Apologies for that. Duncan Robertson, very good to speak to you again. Thanks very much for your time.